So we're gonna try vlogging on my main channel. Just a little. It may not stick around. I don't know. I haven't decided things yet. I do have edited content coming as well. But I think maybe whenever I have an idea for edited content, I will do edited content. And I'm just not gonna try forcing edited content anymore kind of thing, right? That's kind of my thought. I don't have pants. Found some. Okay. Anyway. But I have this interesting idea of how I want to go about doing vlogging going on forward, because I also enjoy vlogging on TikTok. Now TikTok, obviously, I can't make hour-long vlogs like I do normally, which means I'm also going to try not to do hour-long vlogs. However, that being said, because if you follow me on my vlogging channel, you know I talk a lot. But anyway, point being, I'm going to try and both places today, so I'll be creating content for my TikTok vlog as well as my main channel. Yeah, so we're gonna see how this kind of pans out. I want to start kind of resetting myself, and I don't want the channel to die, so I do at least want to keep it active. And I'm gonna try this for a little bit, you know, vlogging my life and posting that on Thursdays like I would normally do. And obviously not like vlogging all of my entire life, but kind of the highlight reel, the things that I'm doing, the things that I think are interesting to do, that kind of thing, right? So anyway, today's gonna be fun. We're taking Apollo to the dog park for the very first time ever, and I think that's gonna be a really fun thing. Apparently my Fire Stick is deciding to update and restart. So anyway, it's breakfast time. I gotta go. With breakfast, now it's time to feed this monster. I'm so excited. I have not made my bed yet because Nova refused to get out of bed when I got out of bed to go upstairs and stuff. So anyway, but as you guys know already, we're going to the dog park, and Apollo's never been, so I'm excited. And this dog park is actually really fun. So the dog park I frequented in St. Cloud, no, it's food time. The dog park I frequented in St. Cloud was kind of like this. It didn't have a walking path, but it was on the Mississippi River. So Cosmo, I was about to say Apollo, Cosmo was able to go, Cosmo was able to go swimming in the Mississippi River. And if you know anything about golden retrievers, you know that they are water dogs. They have webbed feet, so they swim really well. They really like being in the water. And Apollo really has never had the greatest opportunity to go swimming yet. And he really won't, because even if, you know, well, when we all go up to Lake Superior to visit my parents, one, they're on a cliff, essentially. I mean, it's been rip-wrapped now, so it's not like a dangerous looking down cliff, but they're going to be living well above sea level, essentially, right? Well above the lake's level. Anyway, and not only that, but Lake Superior, I mean, it's, the South Shore is a lot safer to swim in than the North Shore is, but you just don't really swim in Lake Superior. I mean, people do, but they don't swim. Plus, I think there's like a drop-off somewhere close to their place, so it just isn't wise for him to go swimming in Lake Superior. And so there really isn't a great place for him to go swimming, but this dog park happens to have a watering hole. There's a pond that they keep clear, a little beach for the dogs to go swimming. And I don't know if we're gonna do that today. It's gonna be like 40 degrees. It's gonna be cold, but I'm gonna bring towels just to be safe and see if he goes in the water and stuff. And I want to take him out at least once a week out to the dog park starting this weekend, which I think will be a lot of fun. Since I'm not going to be as focused on YouTube content anymore, I think it'll be a lot of fun to take him once a week out to the dog park. Other plans today, I have to go I did my grocery shopping yesterday, but I forgot a couple things. So I purchased those from Target for a drive up. I have to get new water jugs. I'm getting those at Cub Foods now, which is our local like grocery store chain, Minnesota grocery store chain. Because they have the same kind of system where you can return the used ones and get discounts on the new ones. So I am going to replace some of those. I have like a bunch now because I actually bought a few new from Cub. And I still have the ones from Home Depot, and they use the same brand, Candy High. So I'm just going to replace them all at Cub and then get like, I think like 5 or 6 that I'm going to have. And then I'm going to put them back in the storage room back behind these stairs, and then just grab them as I need them. And just stay really, stocked full of water, because I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of water and stuff. So there's that. And then I need to write and I need to read. I have to finish dating Dr. Dill by April 30th because we're doing another podcast episode. I also have to edit the first episode of our podcast so that can go up this month. There's a lot, y'all. There's a lot that I have to do today because I'm not going to have time to do it tomorrow because tomorrow is Easter, and we're going to be at my sister's house. So I just don't have time to do that. I mean, I guess I could theoretically do some of it tomorrow, but chances are good that I won't be able to because I'll be with my sister, her husband, all of my nieces, my nephew, probably her parents-in-law, which are like a second set of parents to me. Obviously my parents, possibly a couple of friends that we all have mutually together. I don't know. The last time we all got together, the family though, I got to come across some people I don't like in my life and don't want to have in my life, but they came by anyway, and because it was my sister's 40th birthday, so they came to wish her happy birthday, and I just kind of avoided as much as I could and was pleasant when I needed to be. Yeah, anyway, so I got to finish dating Dr. Dill by the 30th, and I'm not a very fast reader, though I did read The Deal very quickly. Like I read that, I think in a week I read that, which is the fastest I think I've read a book since I was reading Animorphs back when I was a teenager. But yeah, anyway, so that's the plan. I'm going to get ready to go to the dog park. So we're at the dog park. Getting Apollo out of the car. Okay. He's fine. Apollo, come! Hi, bud. Are you having fun? This way, bud. This way. We're back from the dog park. After the dog park, I decided I also wanted a hot beverage because it is quite cold out still. It's like 40 something degrees, but it's a cold wind. So I went to my old place of business and got, not my old store, but close to one of my old stores. None of my stores had a drive-thru and I wanted to go through the drive-thru. But a hot chocolate, or a decaf mocha. That's what I'm looking for. Decaf mocha, because I can't have caffeine. So here's little dude about to eat some lunch. Ouch. About to eat some lunch. And I've been trying to eat with him out more to try and desensitize him to being around food and not getting food from humans. Not that he ever gets human food. He really doesn't. But he's never been able to like learn to not get human food. He always gets put away when I'm eating. So I'm having him out right now to learn. Plus he's upstairs because we're trying to get him acclimated to being up here because obviously we're moving up here in a matter of months. So it's really, really important that he starts getting acclimated, being up here and stuff, and starts being a good dog. Something I learned while at the dog park is that he's not tiny. He's not actually small. Cosmo was just that big. So, and I don't know. I mean, Cosmo also died like almost 4 months ago now. So he's clearly grown since then too. So I guess I actually don't know, but in my memory of Cosmo, he's much smaller than Cosmo was, but you good boy? Anyway, he met a lot of other Goldens, and he was like the same height as them. Some of them were like a tiny, tiny bit taller. So I don't know. Like, it's weird to me all of a sudden realizing that he's not this tiny Golden anymore. But anyway, I'm gonna eat some lunch, and then I have to stay up here because I'm waiting for a mail delivery because my parents are getting the plans to their house officially today. And so I have to be up here because they left to go to the store, and they have to be signed for. No, we're not gonna eat Grandpa's slippers. Nope, we're not gonna eat Grandpa's slippers. Grandpa's slippers are a no-no. Those are a no-no. Those are a leave it. Yes, good boy. Anyway, so they have to be signed for. So I have to be up here while they're gone to sign for them if they come while they're gone. So I'm very excited to see the plans. The house they're choosing to build is absolutely fantastic and beautiful, and I'm so excited to see the finished product eventually, and not live in, but stay in whenever I go up there, the finished product. So I'll have a room, Mark and Melissa will have a room, and then the kids will have like a bunk area somewhere in the house. What are you doing, weirdo? Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna eat my lunch now. Done with my lunch, so now I'm gonna read some more of my Dating Dr. Dill. This is where I'm at. Considering I need to be done by the 30th, I'm a little nervous, but because I'm not a fast reader. Hopefully I can get through a good portion of this weekend. That is the goal. When I need to take a break from this, I'm gonna head upstairs, grab my personal laptop, and I'm gonna write some. And then once I want to take a break from that, then I'll go back to this, so on and so forth for pretty much the rest of the day. I do need to get a couple of things edited. So at some point, I'm going to have to take a break from reading and writing and edit stuff, but I'm okay. So I've got my decaf mocha. It's a mess. Well, that just exploded all over me, and the cat is in my way. Life's a mess, you guys. Anyway, and got my book. I'm going to sit down and read. About 24 pages in when my brain got tired. I read 2 whole chapters, so my brain's a little tired right now, so I need to take a break. And like a break. I thought I was going to go right into writing, but my brain just needs a minute to not be looking at words. That's the thing about dyslexia, and it's different for everybody, but that's the thing with dyslexia is it tires out the brain pretty quickly, and it's really difficult when you want to be a writer, knowing you have to start reading. Because that's the thing, is like I started writing when I was in a big reading slump. I haven't read this regularly since probably Cosmo was a puppy. Because I used to read very regularly when Cosmo was a puppy. It's still there. It's just privated, I think. There used to be a video on my channel about me doing a book haul of all these books that I bought, which happened to also be my introduction to Mitch Albom. I mean, I had already heard of Mitch Albom at that point, but I bought my first book. I bought The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, though I didn't read that one first. I read Tuesdays with Morrie first, but that one I think had just been released or something, and I found it at Target. I just gone to Target and bought a bunch of books. So I used to read pretty regularly back in 2008. Or so, but then I stopped reading pretty much completely except for Mitch Albom books right around 2010, I suppose, is when I probably stopped reading aside from Mitch Albom books. And it was really great for my brain to take that really big break, because now that I'm reading again, it's almost really stimulating for my brain, which is nice, but it's still something that I just have to take my time to do. So I just need to take a little break, and then probably about in an hour or so I'll be able to read some more. I'm hoping to get maybe 50 pages done today. The first time I did 50 pages in a day since probably more than 10 years ago was really exciting for me. It was when I was reading The Deal, and it was right after I'd gotten sick, so I was in bed pretty much all day that Saturday, and I read 50 pages one day, and then I think I read like 100 pages the next day, something like that. It was ridiculous, but I'm hoping to get through this book soon. It's good. I'm enjoying it. It's a fun ride. I mean, it's a 10 Things I Hate, or 10 Things I Hate About You. Taming of the Shrew retelling, which is 10 Things I Hate About You as well, is a Taming of the Shrew retelling. Ugh. The cat is right here and she's trying to cause trouble. But Taming of the Shrew is one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. Taming of the Shrew, Much Ado About Nothing, and Othello are my favorite Shakespeare plays. I like Midsummer's Night too, but those three for sure are my favorites. Hi. So any kind of Shakespeare retelling, I am here for it. Like I love She's the Man, which is a Twelfth Night retelling. Funny story about Twelfth Night. So if you guys don't know about Twelfth Night, it's about a girl who dresses up as a guy. If you've seen She's the Man, you kind of understand what Twelfth Night is about, because it's a like 10 Things I Hate About You being a retelling of Taming of the Shrew. That's a retelling of Twelfth Night. So when I was a senior in high school, the head of our theater department, he would get Shakespeare plays for all the seniors, like plays that remind him of them, which quite frankly, I thought he was going to give me Taming of the Shrew. One, because I love it and I talked about it all the time, but two, because definitely in high school, I was very much Katerina, right? Not gonna lie. I was kind of a bitch. I was very nice, but I also had my bitchy moments. I was just going through a lot of stuff emotionally and mentally, and I really had poor mental health in high school. But he gave me 12th Night, and he goes, I think you understand why. And I'm like, what? And now looking back, it's because I've always been a very stereotypically masculine girl. Hi. I am not a feminine woman, like stereotypically feminine woman. I'm not what society would deem as feminine, because I don't like makeup. I don't like wearing dresses. I have a very deep voice. I don't sit like a girl, like how women are supposed to sit, like that kind of stuff. And I've never been that way. I'm surprised whenever I find myself in girly clothes when I was a kid, because I'm always like, but that's not what I actually wanted. That was clearly my mother dressing me up, or my aunt who had 3 boys. One of my aunts had 3 boys, and now she's got granddaughters, so that's good for her. But she always wanted to dress me up in dresses and pink because she didn't get to dress her boys in that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I look back at that now and I'm like, why didn't you? Alright, so even though I went and picked up my Target stuff, I actually had to still come to Kib Foods, which is our, like I said, local grocery store chain here in Minnesota, and replace my water jugs. So I'm only gonna replace like 2 today, because I feel like replacing 5 is just a little overkill of what can fit in a cart. So I'm just gonna replace 2, and then the other 3 I'll replace slowly later, another day, another time. But yeah, so I am at Cub, and I'm gonna quickly go do that, and then I'm gonna go home and hopefully read some more. I was able to leave the house because the plans arrived, so that's great. The plans actually arrived while I was reading, and so awesome. I'm very happy that my parents have their plans now, and I was able to leave the house before they were able to get home. So I texted them, let them know that their plans had arrived, and yeah. So that's the plan, to go get my water jugs. I'm also going to pick up some more peanut butter while I'm here, because I'm not out of peanut butter, but I'm out enough that it makes me feel like I want to do that. Plus, I keep forgetting to buy Honeycrisp apples, even though I keep buying Honeycrisp apples whenever I think about it, and then I never actually eat them. But I'm going into the office all next week. Well, not all next week, for 3 days next week, because I actually have a long weekend. So I'm only going in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, I'm off. And apparently also Monday, I'm also off. Anyway, I forgot that I requested also Monday off. So I'm giving myself a 5-day weekend. And I don't have a long weekend, really. Keep walking, like showing up around the car, and I don't remember what I was talking about. So I'm just gonna go replace my water jugs now. Bye. I'm home. It's my parents, but I think instead of picking up my book again right away, I am actually, the puppy's starting to get whiny. I am actually going to sit down and edit. So the plan is that I do my voiceovers upstairs in my working office. So just because the puppy is loud and the furnace is almost always going, whether it be heating or central air. So right now it's heat. That's not running right now, but either way. So I do my voiceovers upstairs, and so my microphone's up there. My personal laptop is also up there usually. So now I have Sony Vegas upstairs as well as down here on both computers. So my plan is, since I have to do a voiceover for the video that I have to edit today, or don't have to edit, I guess, but wants to get edited today, I'm going to edit it down here, save it into the cloud, and then go upstairs and retrieve it from the cloud, do my voiceover, save it to the cloud again, and then come back down here and do the rendering, final editing and rendering. So I think that's the plan for that video. So I think I'm going to work on that now while my phone charges, because my phone needs charging. When you're vlogging, it destroys the battery tremendously, but when you're vlogging on 2 different platforms, it's even worse. So if you follow me on TikTok, you'll already see today's events in my TikTok vlogging fashion. You'll see those at the end of today upon filming this, and then this video will go up on Thursday. So I'll probably edit this tomorrow somehow and then get that up and ready to go. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and take a thumbnail photo and then get to editing. Update on the video that I was going to edit. It didn't happen. Why? Not because I got lazy. No. And I was worried about this when I stopped the screen record. So it was a Sims video. And the screen record decided just to go black at one point while I was recording. And I'm kind of salty about it, just a little. You know what I want? I was gonna say I want some of my Girl Scout cookies. But you know what? Actually, what I think I want? I'm just a little hungry. Saying like just a couple Girl Scout cookies, but maybe I'll get some of my yogurt. I got yogurt. No, I'm gonna do Girl Scout cookies. I think yogurt would fill me up too much, and it's at a point now where dinner is going to be relatively soon. So the thing is that my lunch wasn't super nutritionally balanced. Not that these are either. There was a lot of protein and a lot of, like, with a lot of, you know, macronutrients, which is great and should consist, and meals should consist of that. Fun fact, this also contains all 3 macronutrients as well. So never ever say that something has no nutritional value, because it does. Does it have the most nutrient dense version of the macronutrients? No. But is it completely and utterly not nutritious in any way, shape, or form? Also no. So I think it's just really funny. The more you learn about like intuitive eating, the more you learn about, actually I want some more water too. The more you learn about intuitive eating, the more you learn about nutrition and how nutrition works, and the fact that diet culture lets us believe that there is such a thing as good food and bad food. On a normal day, I do try to focus on nutrient dense foods, and I try to make sure that I'm also getting you know, a wide variety of nutrients, and ways I'm taking in protein, ways I'm taking in carbohydrates, and ways I'm taking in those fats and things, right? So I try to kind of like switch it up, right? I don't switch up my food, but I try really hard to make sure that the foods that I do have, I did not get apples again. I'll wait till next week. It's fine. But I try really hard to focus on those nutrient dense foods. But there are days where I'm just like, you know what? I want like my comfort foods. And like today, that's exactly what I had. I had a peanut butter sandwich that I cut like the way my dad did when I was a kid. And that is such a comfort food for me because it reminds me of my childhood. And my childhood wasn't always great, but it was rarely great. I have childhood trauma that created CPTSD. Hi. But the things that were great about it, I like to think back on and really kind of like remember and deal with, and I don't know, it's just such a nice little comfort food. to me. So also, fun fact, so this sweatshirt, which I love, I have loved for a very long time, last time I put it on, now granted, mind you, I am not actively trying to lose weight. I gave that up. You have to give that up to be an intuitive eater, because weight loss cannot be a goal with intuitive eating. But I pretty much assumed that if I just let my body tell me what it needed, my body was still going to change. Not that that is a goal anymore, but I figured that was going to happen, because when I was at like my most, I would say, stable weight, I was like a size 14, 16, around there, and I was just below 200 pounds. So that being said, I'm pretty sure that my body is still going to go through changes. It won't ever be what it was when I first started YouTube. It will never be that again. So if you go back to my videos from 2010, it will never be that again. I will never be a size 12 ever again. I doubt, at least, that I'll ever be a size 12, because by the time I started doing my vlogs every day, I was a size 12, because I had already gained a little bit of weight because I had come out of my anorexia phase of my life. Well, the anorexia comes in and out, still to this day. I still have issues with it. The intuitive eating has certainly helped. So I go through weird cycles. If I've ever talked about my eating disorder cycles, but I go through cycles. I go through anorexia, and then I go through binge eating, and then I go through what's called non-purging bulimia, where I basically obsessively work out, which I can't calorie count, because in any way, shape, or form, whether it be from working out, I can't calorie count, or intaking food, I can't calorie count, because either way, if I'm working out, I'm going to see, I always try to burn as many calories as I possibly can, and that leads me to burning 1,000 to 2,000 calories a day, because I obsessively work out, and I am an athlete, so my body is built to work out to that extent. And if I calorie count, intake calorie counting, I then I try to challenge myself as to how few calories I can eat in a day, and that usually leads me to an anorexic issue. So I can't calorie count in any way, shape, or form. And that is just what I know about myself. And anybody who's like, you should try it, you should try like Noom, and like, no, first of all, that's diet culture pretending to be intuitive eating. It's still diet culture. It's still calorie counting. It's still giving you ridiculously low calories that are meant for toddlers, and it still gives moral value to food by providing it as red, yellow, or green foods. It's still adding moral value. So it's pretending to be intuitive eating, but it's not intuitive eating in any way, shape, or form. So don't come at me for that. Anyway, but I go through that. But I went through a very heavy anorexic phase when I went away for college. So starting about 2005 until about the time I got Cosmo in 2008, I was eating very little. I would basically, like, my lunch would be just like a bag of spinach. My lunch would sometimes be a bowl of grapes. So I would go through phases, like I would have a decently sized breakfast because I love breakfast foods. But I would still try to keep my calories very low. Like, I remember my breakfast, so a normal day living in my dorm, I actually was the worst when I lived in my dorm, my freshman year of college. When I lived in my dorm, my breakfast would be a singular, like, Yoplait yogurt thing. That would be my breakfast. My lunch would generally be like a banana or a bowl of grapes or something to that extent. Sometimes I would get these like wraps, the South Beach diet wraps, but they would be like tiny and they were like 150 to 200 calories. And then for dinner, I would usually either skip it altogether or I would have like a Campbell's soup, and that was it. Like tomato soup, which is how I learned that pre-made Campbell's tomato soup has cream cream in it, because I did not take a lactate beforehand because I didn't realize my parents made it with water and not milk. So that was fun. That was a fun way to discover how that's made. But that's essentially what I ate in a day. Sometimes if I was stressed out, I would go to Walnut Hall, which was our cafeteria, and I would get a donut, and that would be my breakfast. But you have to remember too, I wasn't driving, I was walking like everywhere on campus, and from my dorm to the building in which I spent most of my time, if you walked outside, was a mile. If you took the underground tunnel system, as I normally did, especially during the winter, it was more like a mile and a half because of all the jagging around, like, because it had to go from building to building, you know, so zigzagging around. So I was also like constantly walking, and I also was constantly working out. So when I got down to like a size 10, which was when I was at my smallest, I was certainly not healthy. And so, when I got Cosmo and I actually started like eating, because I started stress eating again, I started to gain weight. So by the time I started like really focusing on this channel here, I was like a size 12 by then. And I was still very happy at a size 12. I still felt like I needed to lose weight, because every time I looked in the mirror, I was like, I still need to lose, because I was like 155 pounds when I got to my smallest. And I was like, I still need to lose 30 pounds. I would have looked ill. I mean, I did look ill in a lot of situations, but I would have looked iller by the time I lost those 30 pounds, and I never did. I actually ended up gaining about 20 the first year of Cosmo's life, which is what got me to like a size 12. And then I eventually ended up size 14, 16, and I was like really steady there for a very long time as I was eating regularly, as I was eating normally again. And I actually didn't stop working out. Like, I would rollerblade, which is really good for the core. I'd go biking, which is a really good full body workout. But I didn't like have a gym membership when I moved into this house, so I didn't really like weightlift anymore, or do things like that. But yeah, I'd still like rollerblade miles and miles and miles, and bike miles and miles and miles. My goal still, because I found out there's enough like of a trail of biking that I could bike from my house to my old house, like the one I grew up in Breezy Point, Minnesota, which driving is 3 hours away. And that's still a goal of mine, be like, you know what I want to do right now? I just want to do that. Like, I want to follow that track and like do it. I want to do it like in a few days, obviously. So like stop in a town, get a hotel, and spend the night. And I would have to like really focus on a lot of food, because that I would need to like really have a lot of fuel for. So I'm like, that would be so much fun to still do that. So I want to train enough to do that, but I need to like get my muscles in a way that biking isn't super painful, because right now I get on a bike and I'm in pain. So I need to work on my muscles before I get on a bike again. But anyway, so yeah, the more you eat, the more you learn about nutrition through intuitive eating, the more you realize that diet culture is everywhere, and diet culture is the enemy. Realized the next day that I forgot to close out yesterday's vlog. So thank you all for watching, and thank you all for the support that I received in my video last week. It really means a lot to me that people are supportive of when I'm not great emotionally, when I do struggle with my mental health and stuff like that. So thank you so much for being supportive, and I mean, obviously not letting me take this step back, because obviously it's completely and utterly my decision, but thank you for supporting me in my decision to kind of take a step back. Obviously I'll stop promoting my vlogging channel for now until I know the whether or not I'm just going to keep vlogging on this channel every once in a while, even after I start doing the more edited content again at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, also it's Nova's birthday, so happy birthday, Nova. I have to run to Cub, even though it's Easter Sunday. I have to run to Cub because I'm making something and for my sister's family. Well, I'm making something for Easter when we go to my sister's house, and I need more than 8 because with everybody together it's more than 8 people. So I gotta go do that. But yeah, so it's Nova's 3rd birthday. If you guys want to see last week's video because you've missed it, click right here. You can click here to watch whatever the algorithm thinks is best for you on my channel, and then you guys can just click right here to subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single one of my videos. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.